Virgos are meticulous, detail-oriented, and often seen as helpful, possessing the answers you need. However, they can also be very difficult to please, picky, and prone to overthinking everything. Virgo is the sixth sign of the zodiac, symbolizing service to others, working in a collective environment, cleanliness, and health. They are ruled by Mercury, the ruler of the mind, knowledge, and communication. The devil is in the details. If there is one clear sign of their mercurial nature, it is their intense focus on small details and their propensity for perfectionism. Their changeable nature does not quite align with their earth element, leading them to question every decision and choice they make. The internal struggle they face daily, from the moment they realize themselves, would make any other sign give up. This means that they are not as harsh and cold towards others as they are towards themselves. But Virgos cannot be called warm people. Virgos' minds are capable of holding extensive information and data, making them comparable to a living high-tech computer or even a neural network. There is no person who can take such meticulous care of all the details and keep even the most insignificant things under their control. Virgos are picky critics. Virgos often have the ability to find flaws in everything you do and say. They seem unsatisfied until they break your spirit and destroy your hopes. This is due to the sad fact that they themselves do not know how to be truly happy and enjoy the simple joys of life. Subconsciously, they want to make you believe that you can do nothing without their participation, and that they are much more important to your life than they really are. This is because they are afraid that if they are not useful, then they have nothing to offer that will make them special and unforgettable. Virgos are impossible to satisfy. And believe me, it is not your fault. They are simply incapable of satisfaction, and even when they reach the top, they still feel inadequate and unworthy. However, do not let this affect you or your self-esteem. This is their personal problem that they need to solve on their own, not your burden. If you know how to laugh, rejoice, and be happy, they will be very jealous of your superpowers. Virgos love to wallow in their inadequacy and inability to be satisfied. But do not let them drag you down into this dark funnel. Rise above it. If they cannot be happy with your successes, let them be miserable on their own. Perfection orientation. Calling you a perfectionist would be an understatement. The attention to detail you show in things, people, and the world around you is truly remarkable. Sometimes, you expect such high perfection from yourself that it becomes a burden. That is why Virgo is the only sign that often suffers from various autoimmune diseases. Your mind wants to wander and explore, so it simply cannot relax. There is no room in your DNA for relaxation and letting go of control. Over time, your perfectionism becomes a burden not only for you, but also for the people around you who love you and consider you worthy of love for who you are. Allow others to love you with all your flaws and virtues, and learn to love in return to expand your being and become even more complete. Learn to let go of control to be able to build healthy relationships. Belief in intellectual superiority. Virgos are extremely proud and value their intellect. Perhaps only Aquarius can show such a pronounced confidence in their mental abilities, although their God complex may still be of a slightly different nature. Virgos tend to veil this belief in their intellectual superiority with sarcasm and sharp humor. However, despite their external confidence, they are deeply convinced that they are superior to others in intelligence. This is why they often try to manipulate people using various mental tactics, such as reverse psychology, and attempts to make you think in accordance with their reasonable arguments and logic. Virgos sincerely believe that their intellectual abilities are higher than those of others. They will confirm this in themselves through caustic remarks and witty jokes. But under this outer shell lies a deep lack of confidence in their own talents. Service to others. Virgo rules the sixth house, the house that represents service to others. Virgos truly love to please and help others. You find pride and satisfaction when your efforts and attention to detail in your work are recognized and appreciated by others. You are so efficient and intelligent that being able to do something for others can bring them great pleasure. Your generosity is demonstrated in your service, and your devotion and love are showcased in the small acts of help and care you provide to your loved ones. If something needs to be done well, people turn to you, and you take pride in this. After all, not everyone is capable of doing the jobs as thoroughly and meticulously as you do, which leads to satisfaction and recognition from others. Virgos as gamblers. Since Virgos believe in their intellectual superiority and are confident that everything is under their control, it is natural for them to try to test these beliefs by attempting to predict a wide variety of results and numbers. The problem arises when they discover that they are not as calculating and lucky as they thought. Having started to suffer losses, they fall under the influence of emotions and random wins, to which they try to desperately return. If you notice that your Virgo has succumbed to gambling, then either prompt them to undergo rehabilitation in time, or simply remove yourself from the situation before you end up spending all your money. The overthinking machine. Your tendency to overanalyze and overthink is both your strength and your weakness. Thanks to this, you are able to notice details that others miss and foresee even the worst-case scenarios, preparing for the best. However, you also sometimes stop yourself from acting and developing when you think too much. Not all things and risks can be calculated, and not everything can have a strict plan and program. What you need to do is learn to trust and believe that everything will be fine and will work out for the best, and free yourself from the rut of endless overthinking. Trust yourself and your intuition more. You have it, and you are very insightful. You just get used to relying solely on calculated risks, while intuition can often be a much broader and more effective guide. Virgos tend to be cowards. Virgos often mask their underlying cowardice with a display of random facts they have memorized and intellectual bragging. However, when a critical situation arises, they are either paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice or are unable to respond adequately due to a deep-seated conviction that they deserve the worst. Virgos find it difficult to follow their own desires and needs because they consider themselves unworthy of achieving what they want, and are always afraid of being even worse than they perceive themselves to be.